So good evening friends, let's continue with our subject neuroanatomy. Today we will be dealing with the origin of cranial nerves, the exact origin of cranial nerve and different parts of the brainstem. As we know, brainstem is made up of three parts, the midbrain, medulla oblongata and the pons. The lowermost portion is the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. The middle portion is known as the pons. Pons is the junction between the midbrain and the medulla oblongata, and the uppermost portion forms our midbrain. So these are the three parts of the brainstem. The upper part is midbrain, the junction point is pons, and the lowermost part is the. Let's see out from where the cranial nerves arises exactly, from which part of the brainstem. This is the ventral aspect of the brainstem, and I am going to tell you the origin of cranial nerves from downward to upward. It means I am going to first explain the medulla oblongata, the nerves arising from the medulla oblongata, then the nerves arising from the pontomedullary junction, then from pons and from the midbrain. So I am going downward to upward. So let's start with the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata has pontomedullary junction as its superior border. This pontomedullary, this is pons, this is medulla oblongata. This pontomedullary junction forms the superior border of the medulla oblongata. This medulla oblongata is divided by an anterior median fissure. This is anterior median fissure. So this medulla oblongata is divided by an anterior median fissure into two equal halves, the right and left. And similarly, we can see two bulgings. Anteriorly, the bulging is known as pyramids. This bulging anteriorly is known as pyramid, and the lateral bulging is known as olive. So within the medulla oblongata, we see two pyramids, two bulgings. The anterior bulging is known as pyramid, and the lateral bulging is known as olives. There is a sulcus between the pyramid and the olive. Olive are present laterally, and pyramid is centrally. So there is a sulcus between pyramid and olive. This sulcus is known as anterior sulcus. Anterior sulcus. Similarly, there is a sulcus between the olive and the posterior aspect of the brainstem. This sulcus is known as lateral sulcus. This sulcus is known as lateral sulcus. So these are the important landmarks which we need to know for knowing the origin of the nerves. The pyramids, the anterior bulging, olives, lateral bulging, the anterior sulcus between the pyramid and the olives, and the lateral sulcus. Now what are these bulgings? Why pyramid is like a bulge structure? Actually, pyramid is the collection of the nerve fibers. We have generally three types of nerve fibers running longitudinally or along the brainstem. These nerve fibers arises from the cerebrum. So these nerve fibers arises from the nerve cerebrum, and they are of three types. They are namely, first one is cortico-spinal, cortico-nuclear, and cortico-pontine fibers. We have cortico-spinal, cortico-nuclear, and cortico-pontine fibers. Why they are said cortico? Because they are arising from the cerebral cortex. Why they are said spinal? Because they are going throughout the spinal cord. And why they are called pontine? Because they end at the level of pons. And why they are nuclear? Because they end at the level of certain motor nucleus. Within the pyramids, we have we have majorly cortico-spinal fibers, and in minor amount we have cortico-nuclear fibers. But in pyramids, cortico-pontine fibers are totally absent because they end at the region of pons. So pyramid is a bulging due to the collection of nerve fibers coming from the cerebral cortex. So these are the important landmarks which we need to know for knowing the exact origin of the last four cranial nerves, that is glossopharyngeal, vagus, spinal, accessory, and hypoglossal. So let's see from where they arise. The cranial nerve, the ninth cranial nerve, that is glossopharyngeal, it arises little bit upwards from the lateral sulcus. So the cranial nerve 11 arises from the lateral sulcus. This is our cranial nerve 11. What is this? This is ninth cranial nerve. The glossopharyngeal nerve arises from the upper portion of the lateral sulcus. Similarly, the vagus nerve, its different fibers, arises from the lower root, somewhat lower to the ninth cranial nerve. The vagus nerve arises from the lateral sulcus, lower to the ninth cranial nerve. This is 10th cranial nerve. And then we have 11th cranial nerve. 11th cranial nerve is spinal accessory nerve. It has two roots, we all know, the cranial root and spinal root. So the cranial root arises from the lateral sulcus, little bit lower to the 10th cranial nerve. This is spinal accessory nerve, its cranial root. And similarly we have its spinal roots also. So it's a spinal root, and the cranial root forms the spinal accessory nerve. So the cranial root of spinal accessory nerve arises from the lower of the vagus nerve. So this is the cranial part of 11th cranial nerve. But hypoglossal nerve is generally did not arise from the lateral sulcus. It arises between the pyramids and olives. That is, it arises from the anterior sulcus. So let me clear this. So this is our anterior sulcus. Hypoglossal nerve arises as different rootlets. It's 10 to 15 rootlets. It arises in the form of 10 to 15 rootlets. 10 to 15 rootlets as hypoglossal nerve from the anterior sulcus. So this nerve is our 12th cranial nerve. Now let's have a fast look. The 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerve arises from the lateral sulcus, and the 12th cranial nerve arises from the anterior sulcus from 10 to 15 rootlets. It arises as 10 to 15 rootlets, then join to form the hypoglossal nerve. So these are the last 4 cranial nerves arising from the medulla oblongata. Now let us look to the 6th, 7th and 8th cranial nerve, which arises from the pontomedullary junction. 6th, 7th and 8th cranial nerve. It is very similar, very easy. The cranial nerve 6 arises most medially. This is cranial nerve 6. So abducent nerve. The cranial nerve 6 arises most medially from the pontomedullary junction. Then little bit lateral to it arises the sensory and motor roots of facial nerve. The medial one is the sensory and the lateral one is the motor. So we have sensory and motor roots of facial nerve. Medial to the abducent nerve, we have facial nerve arising as its sensory and motor rootlets. More lateral to it, we have vestibulocochlear nerve. This is vestibulocochlear nerve. Vestibulocochlear nerve is our 8th nerve. So from the pontomedullary junction, medial most we have abducent nerve, lateral to it we have the facial nerve, its sensory and motor fibers, and the most lateral one is the vestibulocochlear nerve. Now look to the pons, the nerve arising from the pons. We know that only one nerve arises from the pons, that is trigeminal nerve, our 5th cranial nerve. So we have origin of trigeminal nerve. Make it more clear. Here is the trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal nerves has two roots. The lateral one is sensory and the medial one is motor. M for medial, M for motor. It's a trick to memorize. So the lateral one is sensory and we have the medial one as motor. So it has a motor root and a sensory root of fifth cranial nerve, that is trigeminal nerve. So we are done with our 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 5th cranial nerve. Now the last two cranial nerves. From where the last two cranial nerves arise? They arise from the midbrain. So at the point of midbrain, this is the midbrain. We have the optic nerve here forming the optic chiasma, and these are the cerebral peduncles. These cerebral peduncles actually join the cerebrum to the midbrain. Peduncles are nothing but the stalk-like structure which joins two things. So here these are the cerebral peduncles. They join the cerebrum with the midbrain. To the lower part of the cerebral peduncles, we have the oculomotor nerve arising. They are the oculomotor nerve. Oculomotor nerve. The third cranial nerve. Now we are left with our last nerve, that is fourth cranial nerve. It arises from the posterior of the midbrain. Posterior we have two structures, superior colliculus and inferior colliculus. Trochlear nerve arises lower to the inferior colliculus, then it winds around the midbrain and comes ventral. So here we have fourth cranial nerve arising posteriorly and coming ventrally. This is our trochlear nerve. Trochlear nerve. So these are the exact origin of the cranial nerves in different parts of the brainstem. Let's summarize it fastly. I started it from the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata has some important landmarks. The first landmark is the pyramid. The second is the olive. We have anterior sulcus and the lateral sulcus. Pyramid is nothing but the collection of the corticospinal and the corticonuclear nerve fibers. Olive is also an bulging. The sulcus between the pyramid and the olive is known as anterior sulcus. The sulcus between the olive and the posterior aspect of the brainstem is known as the lateral sulcus. And so our 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerve arises from the lateral sulcus simultaneously, and our 12th cranial nerve, that is hypoglossal nerve, arises from the anterior sulcus. We have a pontomedullary junction, and the nerves arising from it are most medially. We have abducent nerve arising most medially to the pontomedullary junction. Lateral to it we have the sensory and motor fibers of facial nerve, and more lateral to it we have the vestibulocochlear nerve. Now from the pons we have the trigeminal nerve arising. Trigeminal nerve arising, its motor and sensory fibers. Motor means medially, so medially the motor fibers and laterally sensory fibers. We have trigeminal nerve arising. And the last two nerves, the oculomotor and the trochlear. Oculomotor nerve arises at the midbrain, and the trochlear nerve arises posteriorly. Then it comes to anterior. Now look to the different things which we can see here. This is the infundibulum. This is the infundibulum of pituitary gland. It connects the diencephalon to the pituitary gland. These two bulging structures are mammillary body. These two bulging rounded structures are mammillary body. We will talk in detail about these structures in our next videos, but just know the landmarks of the brainstem. So these are the this is the midbrain. Midbrain has the optic nerve coming and forms the optic chiasma. This is the crus cerebral or the cerebral peduncles. As I said you that the cerebral peduncles connects the cerebrum with the midbrain. These are the cerebral peduncles. This is the pons, the anterior median fissure. This is known as the basilar sulcus. It is the basilar sulcus. Why basilar sulcus? It is known as basilar sulcus because basilar artery runs here. Basilar sulcus. It is named basilar sulcus because basilar artery runs here. Then we have in the pons two lateral growths. They are the cerebellar peduncles. They connect the pons with the cerebellum posteriorly. So they are the cerebellar peduncles. we have cerebellum posterior to the brainstem. They connect the pons with the cerebellum. Then at the brainstem, I told you it is the pyramidal decussation. We will talk it in the next video when we will see the sections of the medulla oblongata, pons and midbrain. It is the pyramidal decussation. And so here we are with the origin of all the cranial nerves. Not all the cranial nerves, the last 10 cranial nerves. The first 2 cranial nerves arises from the cerebrum. We will see it. So today we are done with our topic. If you like this video, if you love this video, then please comment. Then you please comment it below, and like if you like it, and subscribe my channel for further videos on anatomy. Thank you.